Alright, it's a windy day, thunderstorms are coming, but looks like I might get my first Breba. It's hard to tell because this Ischia black was in the greenhouse, and I think it started to get too hot. So some of the Brebas started to get a little bit of discoloration. Pretty color, but I don't think what they're supposed to do. I don't remember having Breba off this last year, so I can't really compare. But if you take a look under this leaf here, you can see there's a Breba. It's dangling, it's soft, but it's kind of a funky color. I'm not sure. I mean, you can see the other ones are starting to ripen up. Since I moved them outside, they've actually started to turn colors a little bit. But I'm pretty sure this isn't the right color. The main crop on these were dark purple, black almost. So these two Breba seem to be the only ones showing the color. This one's real soft too. I'm going to guess that they're rotten inside or something went wrong in the process. But we're going to pick this and try to see exactly what it looks like here. You know, I don't know if it's good or bad, but we're going to find out. The eye's closed still. It's soft to the touch, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. But let's go see what's in it. Alright, let's go ahead and cut into this thing and see exactly what's going on with it. Something's definitely not quite right, but let's check her out. It's strange. It feels squishy, but dry. So I'm guessing it's going to look like a capper fig here. Yep, sure enough. So you can see it definitely is not quite right. It looks like it didn't ripen. It almost looks like it wasn't pollinated, but from the looks of the other Brebas on the tree, it doesn't look like it needs to be pollinated. I think I've seen some people with Ischia black on the forum, and they haven't needed them pollinated either. I do have some doubts in terms of if this tree is really an Ischia black. And let me see how this at least smells. It actually smells kind of nice. It smells flowery. It doesn't really taste like much. It just tastes dry. Really dry. Alright, well, I tried it at least a little bit, but not worth eating. I'm not sure it's edible. Maybe it wouldn't kill me, but not worth it. So let me go show you this tree. Alright, so this is the tree. It was given to me 2 or 3 years ago as an Ischia black cutting. And for the first 2 years, I mean, it looked like everything you see online with Ischia black. It had the spade-like leaves with no more than 3 lobes, and it was really, really sickly. So, I mean, it grew maybe a foot, foot and a half within the first 2 years, I'd say. Now, if you look at it, it's grown. It's probably 5 feet tall. But I've noticed this year, all the leaves are different. And I don't know if it's because it's finally healthy, or if it's because it was in the greenhouse, and I've noticed my leaves do grow slightly differently, larger and more extension of the fingers in the greenhouse. There's still a few of the branches, especially the newer shoots, that have the 3-leaved leaves that you're used to seeing, the spade-like leaves, but the larger branches all have grown almost, I don't know, I want to say similar to a Chicago Hardy or a Violet de Bordeaux. Predominantly it's 3 fingers, but they have those little, I'm sure there's a name for it. I like to call them cankles. Let me show you what I mean here. So if you look at this leaf here, it's got these cankles. I'm sure there's a better name for it, but cankles works for me. But most of the leaves have these 3 fingers. They're all 3 fingers. And then you get down towards the bottom, you get more of the spade leaves. Some of these new branches all had these 3-fingered spades that then dropped and developed these longer fingers on them. So I'm not sure if this is the Ischia black or not. I know that there was an Ischia black from Acanto Farms and an Ischia black from UC Davis. So it's very possible that I may have one from Acanto Farms. I've got one from UC Davis rooting in my office inside, so hopefully I'll compare. Actually, I moved it to the greenhouse, so it's rooting in the greenhouse. So I don't know, we'll see. The person I got this cutting from originally said they got their tree from UC Davis. So who knows? It's so hard to tell fig trees apart from their leaves. The fruit last year did match the UC Davis Ischia Black. The Brebas this year haven't ripened yet to compare them to. So at this point, I'm calling it Ischia Black still, but I'm not providing cuttings or any air layers to anybody telling them it's Ischia Black. For right now, it's just staying with me until I can figure out what it is. If somebody did want one, a friend or whatever, I'd let them know it's Ischia Black unknown or Ischia Black question mark until I can really figure out exactly what it is. Hard in the fig game. I mean, the fig trade, the fig hobby, all you have really is people's words to go off of, because I've got Chicago Hardies out there. I've got one in the greenhouse, I've got 3 out in the orchard, 2 in pots, 1 buried halfway in ground, another one in the ground on the side of the house. The leaves look similar, but yet each one's a little bit different. So it's, it's one of those things where it's hard to tell what you've got unless it comes from A, a very reliable source, or B, UC Davis. And both of those, people make mistakes. So, have I heard of people accidentally getting their cuttings mixed up? Yes. Have I heard of UC Davis making mistakes? No, but they handle so many that I'd be surprised if they didn't as well. So all I can do is let this grow out, enjoy the fruits on it. Like I said, this is the first year I've had it very healthy. It gave me some figs last year in the greenhouse, but it wasn't until I think like October, November when it started to get cooler. So they were good, but the cool weather didn't seem to suit it. So this year I should get plenty of figs in the ripe sun, heat, outside, and I'm interested to see what they do. So that's my Ischia Black and my failed Breba. So hopefully in the coming weeks we'll have some videos of Brebas that are actually edible. Stand by.